All right, let's jump right into this explainer. We're going on a journey down the vibrant mechanical pathway of the human digestive tract. And as we go, you'll notice these awesome dynamic Botanist animations helping us visualize the whole thing. We eat every single day, right? But the actual mechanics of how our body handles that food, it is literally an engineering marvel.
So, ever wonder what actually happens right after you swallow? We kind of just assume our food casually falls down into our bellies thanks to gravity. But moving that bite, it's not about gravity at all. It's a highly coordinated, incredibly fascinating biological dance. We're talking specialized muscles and perfectly timed gateways.
Section 1. The esophagus, your food pipe.
The esophagus is basically a dedicated transport tube. It's not a digestion center. Your mouth preps the food, your stomach digests it, but the esophagus, its whole job is safe, efficient transit. For most of us, this muscular pipe is about 25 centimeters, that's roughly 10 inches long, and about 2 centimeters across. It sits right behind your trachea, or windpipe, and directly in front of your spine, sneaking safely down through the diaphragm to reach your abdomen.
Now, how does the food actually move? It's all thanks to peristalsis, which is a series of rhythmic muscle contractions. Think about squeezing toothpaste out of a tube. You squeeze from the top to push the paste out the bottom, right? That is exactly how your esophagus actively forces food down. You could literally eat while standing on your head, and peristalsis would still safely push your food exactly where it needs to go. No gravity required.
To keep everything moving strictly one way, your body uses two absolute game changers: sphincters. Basically, they're one-way doors. Step 1, the upper esophageal sphincter opens when you swallow. This lets food in but keeps swallowed air out. Step 2, the lower esophageal sphincter opens up to let that food drop into the stomach. And here's the kicker: it then has to tightly close. It absolutely must, because if it doesn't, harsh stomach acid can splash right back up.
This whole structure is built from 4 distinct tissue layers. First up is the inner mucosa, which is coated in mucus for a smooth, frictionless ride. Then comes the submucosa, housing all the blood vessels, nerves, and extra mucus glands. Next is the muscularis. That's the muscle layer driving the peristalsis we just talked about. And finally, the adventitia, which is this tough outer covering that anchors the whole tube safely in place.
Section 2. The stomach, the ultimate food mixer.
All right, our bite has finally arrived. Once food passes that lower sphincter, it drops right into this J-shaped chamber just under your diaphragm. Now, an empty stomach has a resting volume of just 50 milliliters. That is tiny. But here's what's absolutely amazing. It can stretch to hold a massive 1 to 2 liters of food. It's essentially a highly expandable, muscular balloon, ready for whatever meal you throw at it. So what exactly does it do once it expands? Well, the stomach is a triple threat. It's a temporary storage tank, a mechanical food mixer, and a chemical digestion chamber. It deliberately does not dump your lunch into your fragile intestines all at once. Instead, it securely holds the food, churning it up and releasing it super slowly over time. Let's map this out real quick. Our bite of food first lands in the cardia, the receiving zone. Right above that is the fundus, an upper dome that actually holds swallowed air. Then we have the body. This is the largest central region where all the heavy-duty mixing happens. Finally, everything makes its way down to the pylorus, which is the lower gateway regulating the flow out into the small intestine through the pyloric sphincter. Now, remember those 2 muscle layers in the esophagus? Well, the stomach adds a third. It has a longitudinal, a circular, and an extra oblique layer. This unique combo gives the stomach incredible physical strength to mechanically twist, wring, and aggressively crush your food down into a thick, soupy liquid called chyme. While it's physically crushing everything, it's also bathing your food in a serious chemical cocktail. Millions of microscopic gastric glands pump out this highly acidic bath, kicked off by a hormone called gastrin. This gastric juice packs hydrochloric acid, tanking the pH down to a highly acidic 1.5 to 3.5 just to kill bacteria. That acid also activates pepsin to break down proteins. Meanwhile, gastric lipase starts tackling fats, and parietal cells release intrinsic factor, which you absolutely need to absorb vitamin B12 later on. But wait a second, with acid that powerful, why doesn't the stomach just destroy itself? Well, it's kind of gross but mind-blowing. Without a thick, protective layer of mucus, the stomach would literally digest itself. That slick mucosal lining is the only thing standing between those intense digestive juices and the stomach's own muscle tissue. And this brings us to exactly why certain meals keep you full longer. Carbohydrates process pretty fast, moving out in about 2.5 hours. Proteins stick around longer, taking maybe 3.5 hours. But fats, they can take a solid 5 hours to process. By the way, if you just drink water, it zooms right through in only 20 to 40 minutes.
Section 3. When things go wrong. Because this is such a delicately tuned system, things can sometimes go off the rails. Acid reflux, or GERD, happens when that lower esophageal sphincter gets weak. That harsh stomach acid escapes up into the unprotected esophagus, and bam, you get that sour taste and heartburn. Gastritis is simply an inflamed stomach lining, maybe from infections, alcohol, or meds. And peptic ulcers? Those are actual sores that form when that protective mucus lining gets compromised, usually by an H. pylori infection or long-term medication use, letting the acid actually damage the tissue.
So, putting it all together, think about how these two totally different structures work in perfect tandem. The esophagus is your swift, muscular transit tube, all peristalsis, zero acid. The stomach, on the other hand, is your heavy-duty, highly expandable storage tank, using aggressive churning and powerful hydrochloric acid to break everything down into chyme.
With such a complex, powerful, and delicately balanced system working invisibly inside you all day, every day, how does it change the way you view your next meal? It's just wild to think about the hidden biological mechanics firing off in the background with every single bite. Thanks for joining me on this explainer, and definitely keep feeding your curiosity.